Hey, what's going on? So today's video is about relocating to a new state and starting all over as a freelancer. Now, my name is Marcus, and I'm a freelancer here in Houston, Texas. My family and I moved from Connecticut to Houston, Texas, roughly about 4.5 years ago. And there was so much that I had to learn, so much that wasn't told to me. So I wanted to make sure that I created some type of video to help you guys. If you are thinking about making a move, whether it is a well calculated and strategic move or if it's a move of faith, as it was for us, these tips should help you out. So the first one is research your local market. Now, what I mean by that is finding out what is actually the thing, like that thing that goes on in that city. It's like, for instance, Houston is known for nightlife, it's known for food. When I moved here, I didn't know what to do. So I actually dabbled in both of those areas of focus and learned a lot. Some of it was cool, some of it was not so cool. But knowing that, definitely I had to make some adjustments because I never worked like in a nightclub before and I never shot food prior to moving here. So I had to jump in with a lot of confidence and figure it out. And I did figure it out and I got really good at both. I slowly walked away from the nightlife and it's cool, but it's just not my thing. Just not my thing. But food is my thing. And I really gravitated to shooting food and that really helped me out and made me marketable to a lot of creative agencies that were looking for filmmakers and videographers to shoot marketing material for their clients. So it helped pay bills and it helped me to get access to a certain genre of filmmaking and videography that I probably would have never gotten into. So my second bit of advice is updating your portfolio and your website. Now, prayerfully, you have a website. And if you don't, please don't think that those days are over because they're not. Especially if you are someone that is into corporate videography, corporate filmmaking, commercials, weddings, any of that stuff, you have to have a website presence because people do go there. They still use websites to validate, to research, to check out anything that has to do with that business. And the other thing is to make sure that you have like a reel. Like I didn't have a reel for years. When I first moved here was when people used to ask me for a reel. I was looking for a job. They was asking me for a reel and I sent them links to like certain projects that I worked on and they were so scattered. I had YouTube links, Vimeo links. I had links from Dropbox and Google Drive. I had links all over the place and it was so scattered, but I didn't know any better. And most times I didn't get the job, and I would sit home and like, oh man, I must not be any good. And the reality is I just wasn't positioning myself to be seen professionally. So once I did get that and I created a better body of work, I took the best clips from that and I created a demo reel and I now currently send that reel out and I have to update it, but it's a solid body of work and it gets me noticed and it gets the conversations going between me and those agencies that are looking. So website, portfolio, I think those two components are really, really essential. Okay, so the third thing is establishing local connections. When I first moved here, I knew nobody, at least so I thought. Prior to moving here, I connected with someone that you guys probably know. His name is Brandon Washington. I reached out to Brandon through a DM and I said, hey, I've been following your journey for a while. I see that you live in Houston. I'm moving to Houston. Would love to connect. In time, me and him connected, and we are, really good friends to this day. Another person that I connected with here was through a recommendation from a friend of both of ours that live back in Connecticut. His name is Jason, and Jason is a dope photographer that lives here in Houston. I had the pleasure of working alongside of him, getting some behind the scenes, and just connecting. Like that type of stuff is really crucial. And now I have quite a few friends in Houston in this industry that I can call on if I have a project that I need them to work with me on, or now that they can call on if they have a project and they need someone with my skill set. And lastly is try to find out what the cost of living is in that city and adjust based off of that cost. For instance, if you are coming from LA and you want to move to like a smaller city, your LA rate is not going to fly in that smaller city because the cost of living are two totally different things. If you're vice versa, if you're moving from a smaller city to like New York or LA or Atlanta, and the cost of living there is totally higher, your rate might be too low to be able to sustain you, and especially if you have a family. So you're gonna have to raise and increase your rate. So it's good to find out what the cost of living there is prior to you moving, so you can already have your price structure established. It's a difficult thing to just, uproot you and your family from a place of comfortability, and then move to a strange land, and not knowing if you're going to be successful. This year was a rocky year for most of us, so I don't count this year. But we made it through, and hey, you made it through this video, and I appreciate that. For more content like this, definitely subscribe to the channel, and I thank you and I appreciate you for listening. Take care. Until next time. Peace.